breaks through the sky. I keep following brand new day. The clock keeps turning and so do we, in a dance of time and memory. Open hearts, we rise again, moving through the might and when every step a breath we share, love is carried through the air. Hey, hey,
Hey fam, welcome back. Today's episode is a bit special. It's a bit tender, it's a bit honest, and it's us. We're talking about how we met. Not just the surface level stuff, but how two women found each other in the middle of real messy life.
Yep, this one's for anyone who ever looked at their own reflection and thought, I love my kids, but who even am I right now? We're opening up about parenting, the mental health side that no one talks about, and how sometimes even the hardest stuff ends up being the doorway to connection, clarity, and unexpected growth.
So if you're a mum, a sister, a woman who's healing, or just someone who's ever felt like they're supposed to have it all together, but really don't, pull up a chair. This one's for you.
All right, let's get started with how we met. Because looking back right now, it almost feels like the universe was kind of plotting behind our backs.
Right? It wasn't some perfect, shiny beginning. It was kind of weirdly what we both needed at that time, I think. You
Definitely.
know? I know I was definitely... I didn't have any female friends for sure.
Oh, most of mine have withered away by that stage too.
And, I had my kids, and... we met at a photo shoot.
Yeah.
I
Weird.
had a pair of shoes, and they just happened to be Azra's size. And
they fit, and it's like, oh my God, we have shoes.
Her outfit the shoes would have made the outfit just perfect. So I am like, here, do you want to try these on? And she's like, oh my God, are you sure? And I'm like, when they fit her, it's like you can keep them because we're different size shoes. And it was like, we bonded instantly. We were talking
just over
about
a pair of shoes.
Exactly. We started talking about everything.
Shoes, photo shoots, friends, life. It just sort of blossomed within an instant.
It did. It was amazing. Like we instantly hit it off. You were coming over all the time. I don't have a license, not because I've lost it or anything like that. I just don't have my license yet. So Azra used to come over to our place a lot, and
nearly every second day because I was in. Hang on, I was about 20 minutes away from you, and I remember timing it down to a T, and I would honestly go the fastest way possible and time myself. If I could make it within 20 minutes, I'm doing something illegal. It was usually a little bit over the speed limit, but it was always directly to get to your house.
Exactly. And we talked about everything. We
late nights, coffee, all sorts. It was just
movie nights.
Yeah.
The kids, they definitely made some friendships and family ships that still endure today, like ours.
Yeah.
I think it definitely was a good thing for us at the time. Looking back, we can definitely see, even just talking now, we can see the codependency we
used to have.
Because
it developed.
We jumped into being each other's favourite person, essentially.
Yeah. And I remember giving 10 years of our lives
Yep.
to a certain online game, World of Warcraft.
Yes.
If anybody not plays that game, I'm telling you, it is the bomb. It's the best.
It is. However, moderate use.
Yeah, everything in moderation. Don't take it too far, because
we were
day and night
addicted to that game. Yes.
So there's codependency, addiction. There's quite a mess at the time.
Yeah.
We got through it because that's all we knew.
Exactly. We finally had supports, I think.
Yeah, exactly. We
felt like we had before.
Yeah.
Especially like a female friend. There's a big difference with feeling like, you have a friend who understands you, or, it's just, we seem to just get along so perfectly, and we've always sort of seemed to have like where I'm a bit more timid in some ways, Azra's a little more outspoken,
sometimes no filter, but we for a long time, ever since that moment, that connective moment, it was like we bounced off each other and we learnt off each other, especially through all the trials and tribulations we were going through at the time.
Yeah. And ever since then, except for a small period of time, we've basically been there for each other's main events, good or bad, so we're extremely lucky.
Yeah, to have found that.
And I definitely count
one.
ourselves lucky. We're very lucky.
Some people say, family is everything. Well, sometimes it's not your biological family that is the thing, and I say that speaking from my personal experience.
Yeah.
It's more the adoptive family, or the the people that take in the strays. I was the stray as far as I'm concerned.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you came in, and my family, they accepted you as you, but they also saw the things that you were there and how you were actually supporting me.
And helping,
and helping me in ways that, definitely, I suppose the only real thing they've got to go in is partners from before, but, they've never seen, so that was a big thing for them, I think, to see the support, and we were definitely
to see their daughter happy.
Exactly.
As well.
And
they were happy to accept me as one of their own.
One of our family who adopted. That's why we both have the same last name.
Oh, that's a story.
Yes, we'll get into that next. Now let's get into the stuff that they don't put into baby cards.
Like how parenting is equal parts of love, guilt, overwhelm, and Googling what is normal.
And doing all of that while trying not to pass down all your own unhealed stuff. Wow. The real truth is being a parent.
Being a mum.
Yeah, we will cover our perspectives and female perspectives in this episode, but next episode we will definitely cover the male perspective. We just want to be clear here that we're in no way, shape or form biased. So that's for another episode. We want to give it full time and full attention. Being a parent, I don't want to sit here and give the impression that I got it all together.
It's easy.
I've been there, I've done that, I'm healed.
We've got the
I'm
stories.
perfect.
We're okay.
Listen to me. Exactly. You know, like, I still question myself a little why you would want to listen to me. However, my biggest message is that maybe if you can hear me and go, well, I'm not perfect, but I'm trying, I'm making the efforts, it might mean something.
That's for sure.
What was it like for you when you first had your first child?
God.
Like, okay,
here
you go, Azra. Here's your first baby. What do we do now?
There's no book, there's no rule book, there's so many self-help things and how to co-parent and how to parent and how to do this and how to do that. But you really aren't prepared for what happens next unless...
And emotionally.
Yes, you can read it in books and you can look at online things today, but it still doesn't prepare you for that moment.
No.
You know, that scary love sort of moment where you're first holding a child in your arms, and then all of a sudden you've got a second one and a third one, and
the late nights and
the early mornings and the feedings and the this and the that, and honestly nothing prepares you more than going through it.
No, and it's amazing parenting. Like, we've got so many things there that we can look forward to, but we also, you know, if we drag our unhealed stuff in, like, I really struggled for a long time. I was a young mum. I had 5 children rather quickly.
We both did that.
Yeah, and I did become overwhelmed, and I didn't know, or I didn't understand how to ask for help. What I will say is that Child Protection did step in, and it is definitely
that
something...
was scary.
It was terrifying for me, and I know it would have been a terrifying experience for everyone involved.
Yes.
Yet I can't help but feel, had I not had that moment, I would never have, you know, like, I had Child Protection involved, and I did everything I was asked to do. I worked my ever-living ass off to do fix the problems that I had to fix.
There was no fight greater in that moment. And
no, exactly.
Honestly, from moment to moment, you see the task ahead of you, and it's daunting, but you'll do it for your kids no matter what. And that's, I think, the other side of parenting that kind of scares us all, really, because you've got that little life that you're raising, and no matter how old they are, no matter how old they get before, you know, they're off doing their own thing, it's that power that your own children or people close to you, family, you know, and
sometimes you don't realise that your own unhealed traumas, your own mental health can actually impact our kids in ways that
you never thought possible.
No, and it isn't a great feeling.
Because once you've had that child, you know, you don't get told in those first few moments that everything that you have ever gone through is going to be imprinted into that child for the rest of its life, and it's going to go on for generations.
Exactly.
You know, and it's like, as soon as you realise that moment, the fear that you've imparted onto this child, you've just imprinted that fear, and they're going to fear it themselves.
Exactly.
And, you know, this is going on for generations, and we have 5 kids each, and
Exactly.
each and every one of them have been impacted in a certain way or another.
Absolutely. And that's something that we have to still navigate on
a daily basis.
Yes, because they're things that, although we feel guilt sometimes, we absolutely have to listen to our children and hear where they're coming from.
On a different level, on
Exactly.
a different perspective. So let's talk mental health, because if we don't, who will?
Exactly. Like, there's still so much shame wrapped around struggling, especially for women and mums. Like, mums themselves, it's like you've got to get on TikTok and here's my baby. And so it's not that you have to get on TikTok. It's just that you want to share with everyone. You want everyone to know how wonderful and happy you are. And that's great. But you also see all of those other mums who are portraying this perfect thing, who have like, I got this, you know?
We're okay, like we're supposed to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders, but quietly and with a great big smile.
Exactly. I don't know how much to stress that there are times where I think as mums, especially if you are a single mum, looking back now, I can see the value in like putting yourself into a group. Not necessarily a mother's group, because myself...
Not all mothers' groups work.
No, I'm not so much the school mothers group kind of person. However, you know, I'm anxious, I've got mental health issues.
Don't we all?
Yes. However, I do, like, if you like art, and I'm an advocate for art therapies, but again, another episode, because I'll talk forever. And
it's a good topic too.
Yeah, this one will have to shut me up.
I think in the grand scheme of things, it's very overwhelming and unbecoming of a woman to not look like they have it together. Happy house, happy,
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
a perfect house, a perfect this and a perfect that. People don't realise from our perspective as a first-time mum, we're trying to learn and navigate. The second child, we're still trying to learn and navigate, but we've already passed on, you know, things that we sort of go, okay, the next one's going to be better and the next one's going to be better.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but that's sort of the level of fear from my mind, that when I look back on the way my life led, it's uncomfortable to know that these struggles are now generations long.
You know, there's a big difference between, I think if I reference 17 nappies, people will understand what I mean. There's a difference between, you know, it being normal. Let's normalise having 17 nappies when you've got a newborn. Let's not normalise 300 or 100 or, you know, things like that. I think there's a point where we could reach out for help. I know it's scary, but at that point, there are some things that show that we're not coping. And in those moments, they're the ones that we need, the braveness, you know, the help. And I suggest, like I was talking about before, that you have groups around you. Join groups, join a club. If you like chess, join chess. If you want photography,
yes.
Do those things.
Do the small things
Because
that keep you out and about, out doing something that you love for
that
you.
reminds, yeah, exactly, because you're a mum, you're possibly a wife, you might even be single, and that's fine. But so if you're single, then you've got the different pressures of that. You feel like you want to be with someone too. However, you've got the child, and that is a big thing to consider.
That's so true.
So therefore, you're still you're still looking.
You're
I
still
suppose,
looking, and you're still trying to work on yourself at the same time.
Exactly,
So
and
you're putting
raise
extra
a child.
pressure on you.
So there's so many things that we're meant to be, and as you reach milestones like that, and you are comparing yourself, you think, crap, I thought I could do it. Why isn't this instinctual?
Exactly.
It feels like
Why
it should
don't I have
be
the answer?
instinctual.
Why don't I have the answer?
Yeah.
Where am I going wrong?
One of the biggest turning points for me was learning to reach out, even when it was frickin' terrifying.
Oh, yeah. Reaching out isn't weakness.
No.
It's survival. It's actually one of the bravest things you can ever do.
I think there were definitely moments that if I didn't reach out to Azra, things could have
taken a darker path.
Definitely. And I remember a moment where I actually went in and was trying to seek a support worker, because at that point that's all I thought was around, that it existed. And Azra helped me through that process. Azra made sure that I got to appointments for my health.
Making sure that every base was covered at that point in time, as much as we could.
That made a big difference. The knowing that there was somewhere I could turn.
And those connections led into other connections that actually gave us
outlets.
Outlets of different things, and doctors and
courses that we could do.
Yeah,
yes, there was a
that's
parenting course that they offer,
and
the support for just women. The places to start with would be like Anglicare, United. Anglicare, I will say, is one of the top ones that I've seen. Centrecare, again, brilliant.
These might differ from state to state.
Yes,
too.
definitely. But they're the ones that I can think of the top of my head. There are many places.
And never knock them back.
No. I will link in the description for this podcast. I'll link a couple of places that you can reach out to for help if you need to. And don't forget, there's always places like Lifeline.
And Beyond Blue.
Exactly. There are definitely places for loss, and don't be afraid to use them. Sometimes just having somebody hear you is enough. It sounds silly, but I mean, let's put it this way. If you're planning on leaving, shall we say, I'm trying to be respectful, but if you're feeling that way, then what is it really going to hurt to make a quick phone call? Even if you believe it's not going to work, the chance that it might
is better holding on to that moment than it is any other moment.
It's worth a go. And there
Anything
are
is worth a
people
go.
willing to listen, and sometimes we are so stuck in our trauma state or our mental state that we actually can't hear it unless somebody else is the one telling you. And somebody will catch you saying something and they'll say, "Oh my gosh, darling, why would you say that about yourself?"
And it makes you question, it makes you turn around, it makes you question everything that you've already learnt.
Exactly.
You know, as much as I hated going through the hard stuff, I wouldn't be the woman I am now without it.
It's wild, right? Like, the stuff you thought would break you kind of ends up becoming the things that build you. In a way,
it does actually allow for personal growth, and it sounds kind of cliche to, be the one to need the help, and being so stuck in your, I don't want to use the term victim because we're victims of mental health, victims of circumstance. You know, it's more the generalisation. I would prefer to say that if we do have troubles, it's so stigmatised that we turn into this person that's so fearful of actually reaching out. And once you take that step, that hand-holding step that says, I'm with you and we're working together to get somewhere better, is just the key. It's one of the keys that you need.
Exactly. And just for anyone who might be listening, as happen know a lot about the support worker processes. If somebody was in need of or was struggling on the day-to-day, they maybe feel
like they might need some sort of support.
Exactly. It doesn't necessarily have to be a physical disability. It could be a mental illness of some sort. Is that right?
Well, yeah.
So how would they go about seeking help?
I work in the disability industry, supporting people with all kinds of disability. And believe it or not, I fell into that, and I have loved it ever since.
You were inspired by your own support workers.
Exactly. Well,
like I was.
That's a story for another time.
Definitely.
But the fact that I've worked thoroughly with the NDIS. The NDIS is crumbling a lot in these times.
It's a shit show.
But yes, there are networks out there that can start the process. Just because I work in disability, it doesn't mean that I can't lead you in the right direction. If there's anyone that actually thinks they might need more than just, getting on the phone to Beyond Blue or something like that, and they want a little more.
Okay, so you heard it here, guys. Know if you need any help. We're Australian, like we've said, from good old SA.
Yes, we're from South Australia. Let's put it this way. South Australia doesn't get a real big hit sometimes, so go SA. Yes.
So I think just because we're from SA doesn't mean anyone from Australia can't reach out, or even across the world, because
True.
We are able to access things and that might be able to help you too, services. There are definitely services available for people who have severe anxiety about talking on the phone.
Very true.
You can text some of them. Community, I think, is absolutely the key to getting through. You hear the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Absolutely.
It's so true.
And I'm going to be honest, I don't think we have as much of a village, a community, as we used to.
No, that's right. And believe me, just in my area alone, you need that community, you need that personable gesture of humanity. We don't have
so
anymore.
Many people out there that have groups just like a little podcast like ours that are out here to be that person.
Try and call for community. Try and let people know that there are others out there wanting to commune with other people just like you. Or
Exactly.
just like us.
And remember, there's always somebody who is going through something similar. So you just need someone to talk to. There are places we can help with for that.
Or you could talk to us and we could speak from our own experience.
And we would love to hear from you. If today's episode has hit close to home, good. It means we're talking about the things that matter.
No shame, no pretending, just real life, but spoken out loud. And you're not alone. Thanks for being here with us.
We'll see you next time.
Take care of your hearts. Oh, it's cute.
Just very quickly, next episode we will be speaking about men's health. We will deep dive into that. I feel like we've got a lot to talk about on that subject. Any women who have any issues at the moment that might be suffering from DV or are at risk, there is a women's legal helpline, women's helpline. Please reach out. Nothing that you are going through has to be gone through alone.
No, not at all.
If you just feel you've had a bad day,
reach out.
Reach out. If you have a good idea that might help the community,
bring it.
Yep, we want to hear it. We want to know about you guys. If you'd like to know about any more about us, let us know. If there's anything that we covered you'd like to know more of, it's all about connection.
Send us a line. It might be hard opening up the first time. Like they say, you will get there.
Maybe you could let us know what your worst parenting moment was or your best parenting moment.
And we could tell you ours.
Exactly. We'll definitely cover more. Interact, and we shall speak to you soon.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Even in the silence we remain. Cracks reveal the gentle flame. We are not broken, just becoming. Every scar a softer humming.